Okay, so my name is Maria. Welcome to Erpag. I'm here with Michael Marshman, who is with the company Metal Pride INC. Michael, is it okay with you if we record this session and later on upload it to our YouTube channel?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, happy to hear that. Okay, so did you use any kind of ERP or MRP software now, or you are still on the Google spreadsheets and sticky notes?
Yeah, that's how we operate.
Oh, okay, makes sense. Okay, so let me share you my screen. It should be my screen too. Okay, so there it is. This is the first view of Erpag. As you know, on the left side, we have all the modules. Which are the sales, purchasing, inventory, manufacturing, accounting, mobile application simulator, and administration. If you would like, I would start through inventory and then go through quotation, sales orders, fulfillment, purchasing, and then you can you can ask me more questions in between if needed, okay?
Okay, great.
Okay, so since you're into manufacturing in inventory, products and services, this is the entire list of your products and services conjoined. So no matter whether they are components bought from the supplier, like raw metal sheets, raw metal bars or whatever, or you are producing them, that would be like your end product for your customers, it is in this list. What differs them is the fulfillment section. If it's a from a supplier, that means that this is order from a supplier. But if I filter this list to be bill of materials, I can see all the products that I am actually producing in my own facility. Since you have a XLS file of your products, you will be able to easily import them through import data, product, and just copy paste the part numbers. Those would be the SKUs, description, unit of measure, selling price, etc. Here, if you miss out a column, you can later on add it here additionally. So no worries if you miss out anything to add. Okay.
Quick question there. So as far as importing our existing inventory, I
Yes.
assume it supports a CSV type file or a
XLS file. An XLS file. CSV can be pulled into an XLS file because there needs to be a table formed in order for you to copy paste the columns to match them. You know, the part number, the SKU from your XLS table should match to this column here. So you need to just convert your CSV file into an XLS file.
Okay.
Okay. Back to product services. Okay, so can you tell me one raw product you are working with and how do you use it later on in the production?
Well, pretty popular metal for us is 24 gauge Kynar metal.
Okay, so add a new product. The part number will be automatically created. However, that would be, of course, the SKU. I just translated it here. You can import your own. If you don't have them for import, Erpag will generate ones itself. Okay, so this is the part number. This is the product description, which is 24. How did you say that it's called?
Just put 24 gauge sheet metal.
Sheet metal.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what is the unit of measure for it?
Linear feet.
Okay, and how do you use it later on in the production? Also in that unit of measure or in another one?
Yeah, we use it. Everything that we do with sheet metal, we measure it by linear feet.
Okay, so everything that goes, it goes by linear feet. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I would just put small abbreviation here. This is your product category where you are defining various categories of your product, whether it's the text category, product category, trademark, search scope, bless you, shelf, serial number, or lot number. Now, I can only assume that serial and lot numbers are not specific for your type 4 workflow because lot numbers do have expiration dates, metal sheets don't have expiration dates, and serial number tracking only if you want to track those. However, that would mean a serial number for each linear feet included.
Okay.
So we will just skip this one. If you need it for like the finished product, the finished project, you can add the serial number in order to be able to backtrack it. The product category here comes in handy because you can actually categorize this in product categories that you will set up yourself, and later on you will use it in the reports. And the most important part for the production is actually the shelf. The shelf is, of course, the product position in your warehouse, and it is good to have it for the pick list. So when you print out a pick list from Erpag, the worker can filter by a work order the number of the work order and see from which shelf he should pick the items from. So this is where the shelf option comes in the most handy. Selling price for the products that are in between, for the raw materials, you don't have to set it up, but you have to set up the fulfillment. The fulfillment is here vendor or the supplier, bill of materials, drop shipping, or multiple suppliers. You
Marie,
for the
can I stop you real quick? I'm sorry.
Yes, of
Before we
course.
go past the price, I did want to ask a question for clarity. Would I have the ability to go in and set raw material cost for each item? So at the end of the year, when I do my inventory, I can pull an inventory dollar amount using your system?
Yes, this is where we will set it at. This is the purchase price. This is the selling price of the product.
Okay.
But since this is a raw material, it doesn't matter. You're not selling it any further. You're just implementing it to your product. But if you have a purchase price, that would be your estimated cost, which will go into the cost of goods sold, which will go into your bill of material of the end product.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so vendor, that's the same thing as a supplier. I just translated it. So vendor and multiple suppliers. You will use one of these two options for raw materials, for the components. Vendor means one single supplier per product, while if you have a multiple suppliers case scenario, you can choose between a few of them, as many of them as you want. So I can put here my raw supplier and that my purchase price per linear feet is 1.1 and my shipping days are 5. And then I can also use Maria test, which will be 0.9 per linear feet, and it will be a shipping days of 7. So this one is more expensive, but the items from this supplier comes in way faster. This is also where you can set up your minimum order quantity and order step quantity in case you want to use these two questions. These two questions, sorry, these two options. These two options are actually for reordering points. So let's say that you always use, I don't know, 100, you always buy 100 linear feet of this 24 gauge sheet metal, right? So if the need is for 120, the sales order, the purchase order that is generated through the fulfillment will be for 200 linear feet. So you cannot reorder just the partial number, you know, it will go always by that step quantity. So that's why these two are for. Here you can also attach the product image if needed and add the barcode or the second unit of measure. Do you also buy this raw material in linear feet as well, or is it from another unit of measure?
Yeah, this particular one that I'm talking about, let's just stick with linear feet.
Okay, we will stick with the linear feet. In this case, you can set up here the barcode if it's an easier way for you to manage your inventory by scanning in the barcodes rather than manually searching for a product within the system. Here is where you can put the additional info of a product. We have a client who uses Erpag to build car garage. It's called car stackers, and he uses this option to calculate his weight of the final product, which will help him out when he knows when he is about to order the items or ship them, to know which kind of the truck is he renting, whether it's a big one or the smaller vehicle. The custom fields paired products are good if you have like some customization regarding the product that we don't have directly in the system, which can be like the size, the colors, the finishing, etc. Okay, save it. So this would be how would you input the first product manually. Of course, this info can be populated through the import section as well. Next step will be you explaining me your production process. How does it go?
So the order generates from inside the sales office through one of our account managers.
Okay.
Once the order is approved and put into production, it currently goes up on a large board, and then the production manager is responsible for managing that project through to the deadline.
Okay, and regarding the whole process flow, what do you do with this type of 24 gauge sheet metal? Like what's the manufacturing process behind it? What do you build from this?
So we take the metal and it will go to, we have we really have different stations set up inside the production facility. So it could go to, let's say for instance, this one would go to a 20-foot UOMs press brake to be bent per the customer specification.
Okay, so this type of metal will be bent. Cut and bent. Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
I've got you now. Something's going on.
Something went wrong. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so you said that this material will be bent on.
Correct.
Okay, it will be bent, it will be probably cut, drilled, etc., right?
Yes.
Do you have any additional products, components that you add to this product to build the finished product?
I mean, so we have linear footage of the sheet metal that comes off of a coil, but we also have sheets that come in 10 footers, and you can consider those as like a one per piece quantity. So it's always going to be sheet that comes into play.
So that's like the first product that's the raw material for everything, and then the rest of them are just
aluminum or steel sheet or linear foot coil is the raw material for everything.
Okay, so let's stick with this one, and then if necessary, we will add some more to it. Okay, and what about your end products that you sell to your customer? Do they go by order, or do you stock this? Like, are they like customized, made to order? Made to order. Okay, awesome. So let's just go to manufacturing and we will add a work operation. I don't think we have banding. Oh, I do have banding. So add a new work operation. Description cost is always per hour. I will just open mine since I already have banding here. So cost is always entered per hour, but if you later on within the BOM-based product switches to minutes, it will recalculate. This is where you will put all the processes that this product goes through before it reaches its end stage. Now your product, your finished product, is a multi-level or a single level one? It goes through multiple stages, right?
Yes.
Okay, but how do you want to keep it? Do you want to keep it as a single level product or a multi-level product? Let me just...
Keep it as a single level for now for the demo.
Excuse me, can you repeat that? Keep it as?
Yeah, just keep it as a single level for now.
As a single level. Okay, so we will just create a new product that will be a finished product from 24. Okay, and unit of measure for this is for selling.
Linear feet.
Also in linear feet. Okay. Okay, so again, this is the product category, this which will be in this case finished product, and our shelf will be on a finished products as well. Okay, and save it. Okay, and you can track this by a serial number, since this would be probably a bit easier. Now here is where the fulfillment comes in. The fulfillment in these products, it's producible, will be switched to bill of materials. So you are choosing your component will be 24 gauge sheet metal, right? And your work operation will be, I will just put in bending, but you will put all the processes in. That will be one case, like one product, one component, and all the processes this product comes through. The second way would be if this product was just bent, and we call it 24 gauge sheet metal bent, you know, and then the second one would be named after the second work operation that is applied to this, all the way until you end until you get to your finished product. Now this goes probably one-on-one, right? One linear feet equals one linear feet. There's nothing like regarding that, or should we change something?
No, I mean, we're following along fine, and we would probably not set it up this way, but we understand where you're going with it. So that's
okay,
fine.
so you will test out how to set it up differently
Right.
later on. Okay, so here we will just switch this to be like half an hour. See, our estimated amount actually decreased. This automatically creates you the estimated cost for this product, and based on this one, you are forming your selling price. Okay, and save it. Now comes in the CRM part. So sales, this is our CRM section. We are moving through the quotation. You can go straight to the sales order, but I like to go through the quotation. Pick the customer from the drop-down list and your end product. Finished product, okay, and call for a quantity, let's say 25. This will automatically recalculate your margin, your markup percentages based on the information that we put in. That would be the selling price and the estimated cost. These columns can be handled from the more columns. You can just turn on and off what you want to see and what you don't want to see. Here are the opportunity stages, which are predefined within the system. However, you can change them manually through sales and pre-sales stages that are here. So as you're moving them from, like, you gave the customer the quotation, it's negotiated, it can be closed and won or closed and lost. If it's a closed and won, it's just needed to for this quotation to be copied to a new sales order. Once I copy it and save it, the sales order will keep all the information I've put in the quotation, and my quotation will automatically be closed and won. Once you save the document, once you save the sales order, Erpag goes through your SKUs to compare the quantities. So he compared our part number with our inventory and flags us as a no quantity. In this case, you have a green generate button. So click on it and you have now two options, manufacturing project and work order. Manufacturing project is for multi-level bill of materials, which look like, wrong one. Okay, which look like this, for example. These are the branched out multiple level work orders. So in order for us to reach the top product, the top level bond, we need to move through all of these stages. So this is what the manufacturing project is for. The work order is just a single spreadsheet of a paper. So that's a single work order. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am, we're following along fine.
Okay, so in this case, since this is a single level product, we will go to a work order. Now you have the single level and exploded. You will go to a single level. The exploded means that if you have a multi-level product, but you don't want to branch it out to separate work orders, you can just generate a single spreadsheet as a work order and explode it, and it will just be everything in the one work order. So we go for the single level in our case, and our system will automatically put us our input item, our output item, and our planned and realized time, along with the estimated cost. Save it. Once you save it, the system again goes through the SKU of your input items and tells you whether you have it in stock or not. Each work operation can be assigned to an employee and assigned to a machine. I will go to label printing. It doesn't matter. This is vending. Machines are open here in the manufacturing and machines. Okay, save it. So we have no quantity of our input items, which means that this will land in the purchasing and fulfillment. Fulfillment is your to-order list. So everything that is needed for the work order to be fulfilled, everything that is needed to a sales order that you are just buying, like reselling in some cases, will be on this to-buy list. Since we put multiple suppliers here, we can choose towards which supplier we will generate the purchase order to. I will go for the first one. So check the box in front of everything that you will order. Go to bulk action and purchase orders. Okay, boxes Excel 1, and this lands in purchasing and purchase orders. There it is. Okay, so this is when it's expected based on the dates that we put in the on the item level in the shipping days. There it is, shipping days 5. And this information is also visible in your work order. So if you open it, you can turn on here the actual expected date and the waiting quantity, and you can see when this will arrive. Here you also have on the same work order when is the input expected date supposed to come. Okay,
Marie, can I stop you real quick on that one?
yes.
So we do ship a lot of our own product. Is this system capable for me to go ahead and set up shipping instructions on that work order?
Shipping instructions on the work order, I mean, once the product is finished?
Correct.
The shipping instructions can be put in on the output product if you want, on the output item. You can add it here in the product description if you want it to be printed out on the work order.
Okay, good deal.
You can put it there, or if you want to have specific ones on the sales order and not on a product, you can define them here under administration. You have note templates, and you can create a new one for any type of document that you want and call it like the shipping instructions. And upon creating the work order or the sales order, it will be here in the note section automatically if you put it as a default. Or you can create like a few of them and then pick it from the drop down menu. That is also an option.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, no worries. Okay, we were at purchase orders. Okay, so this can be sent, this document can be sent to our suppliers directly from the system if you set up your mail accounts by going to mail and purchase order. Receiving. You have all the buttons highlighted what would be your next logical step. Click on the receive. The system will automatically put you here the quantity that is on the purchase order. However, you can receive it partially. So if I receive 15 today, the system will automatically generate me the goods received note, which I can see the date and time of this item received. And I will have a flag here that says partially received. And next time when I want to actually say receive the rest of it, it will just offer me the difference. Post the document. Okay. From here, you can generate the supplier invoice and enter the reference number and generate the payment for it. Everything can be done from this one window. Once you have this in stock, your work order work order, not the administration, will have the tag of available quantity, which means that you can start with the production. Now, if you want your shop floor workers to have mobile access, you can open them as mobile devices. In this case, they will use that to load the material into the work order and deliver the finished goods to stock, rather than going into the into desktop version. Shop floor accounting, sorry, mobile application inventory. So since this work order has available quantity, it will show up here in the load material. Okay, so let's just find what we have. Label cotton. Oh, I have so many work orders. It's probably at the bottom. No, work order 193. Why is 193? Tell me if you see it, if I skipped it. Oh, there it is, 24. Okay, so click on it and they can just put here how much of this did they spend. Go back, load it, load material, and it will say that this is loaded and your work order in the system will have material loading done and your material loading document here formed. They can also use the mobile application to deliver the finished goods by clicking on deliver the finished goods and posting the document. Also, you can partially load and partially deliver the items. It doesn't have to be everything in one day. Now, when it comes to our work operation here, I completed it without recording the time. Sorry, my mistake. We will have to redo this in order to show you how the how the stopwatch in the mobile application works. But we will do that in a second work order. Now we will just finish up the sales, okay? So for now, our actual cost is lower than the estimated cost because we are actually missing the work operation here. So now when the work order is completed, we will go to sales orders, and our sales order has available quantity, which means that we can pack and ship this from here. It can be a customer pickup. I have here the FedEx for testing. However, you can create your own carriers if you opt for the Postman, which is the third-party software we integrate with. Post the document. Once you post this, the system forms the packing list and deducts the inventory from your stock. You will also generate an invoice from this window as well. The sales order is the starting document for everything, or in our case, it's a quotation, and register the payment for this product. If you want to backtrack the product to see based on which work order they did produce, click on the part number, go to reports and view the stock card, and you can see here that this product was produced based on the work order 193.
Very cool.
Okay.
I would like to see the manufacturing side of this software, please.
The manufacturing side. Okay, let's just create an additional work order. Okay, so this is the manufacturing module. We have the work orders, we have the timesheets, we have the fulfillment. Work orders are the simple work orders that we have, like this one that we created from the sales order.
Can you stay right there on that screen for a second, please?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Tell me if you need any explanation or of anything that you see here.
Take that out. Okay, you're fine. I'm just now that right there will actually can come up on a calendar as well, right?
It's on our development to-do list, the calendar one, since we had the calendar one, but we were not satisfied with how that looks. So they want to redesign it. We did have here on the manufacturing project, there used to be here the Gantt chart, but as you can see from this window that it is removed. Yeah, because we were not satisfied how that worked, mainly because the time setup wasn't as accurate as we wanted. So we did remove it, and we do plan on implementing the calendar where you would be able to see which dates are like available for some machines, for example.
Okay.
So that's on our to-do list. If you want, I can, of course, always inform you once that is up and running. So here on the work order list, you have, of course, the work order number, the date and time when it is formed. In the description, you have the output product description. The customer is pulled if the work order is generated from the sales order and not manually. This is the status of the work order. This is the quantity, like whether you have the quantity, partial quantity, or no quantity. And if you have this project number here, that means that these work orders are actually tied to a manufacturing project, to a multi-level bill of materials. Material loading and material finished goods percentages, like how much did you load in and delivered. We also do have the timesheets. Timesheets are, for example, these work operations are not assigned. You can also start and stop work operation from here. Now, let me just go back to something that I have quantity for, like this one. And it's a work order without the work operation. I need something with the work operation. Okay, this one has it. Okay, assigned to myself. And let's put it in as a grind. So we have here for 1 hour. This is the work operation. So if I go to a mobile application and inventory, and I have here my timesheets, this is work order 176. 176, there it is. Okay, so I can click on the stopwatch and I can start it. Again, in order for your shop floor users to use this application, they have to be opened as a mobile device users. If they log in through a regular desktop, they can only open that manufacturing and timesheets option. And of course, it is available to record the time from there. Okay, so I will just manually put here that I worked for 45 minutes instead of 35, and I will complete this. Once you complete it, it is off this list in the mobile application, and my work order here will now have this 45 minutes automatically logged in, and my actual cost is now lower than my estimated cost, and it will go into my actual cost of the product, which I keep as a stock price.
Very cool. Marie, so this is great software, and I really think it could be a benefit for us. My question to you is, do you guys offer training? How would I be able to implement this software
Well,
to
you for your company, right? Okay,
Yes.
so we do have like the user manual. We have our blogs where everything is explained through the screenshots. However, Elena and I are here to help you out to move through each step of the way until your implementation is over and complete. So you would always like schedule a call, try to implement something on your own, get stuck, schedule a call. We will get like this on the screen sharing session and help you out. You cannot give me your entire inventory list and tell me like, okay, import this for me. I can like do something wrong and not import it as it should look like. So it's always safer for you to do that. However, we can screen share during that time, so I see that you are doing every step correctly. That's just like one of the examples. I cannot do anything for you directly, but I can like lead you through the process.
All right, we lost you there for a minute. I guess our internet connection is not very stable, but here's where we're at. So it would take us quite some time to get everything in that we would need to get in and get it set up for us. I know some software companies offer third-party support that can help us implement the software. That's the route that I want to go. I'm not really concerned about having to pay to have it set up. What I'm concerned is I don't have time to set it up myself.
Oh, we don't have, sadly, we don't do, we don't work with any third-party software that can do that for you, which I can like recommend. Maybe if we can talk to someone like the consulting companies or something like that, like who can do this for you. But you probably lost me there, lost the connection when I did say that we do offer the support remotely. Like if you cannot do it, if you can like find somebody who can do it for you, like a relative or some worker within your company who can get with us on a call, and we would help you out with the implementation. We don't charge for the implementation. It's not additionally charged. It goes into the cost of the license plan.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, why don't we do this? I've got the trial software. Let me try to start uploading some inventory and some customer information just to see how smooth that process is and see if we get any snags.
Okay,
then,
it says here that we have less than 1 minute. So if I suddenly disappear, just for you to know that it's not the connection, the Zoom link expired. Once you register for a trial, go to administration, database backup, and clean the database, because each database comes with the predefined dummy data, and you want to get rid of all of those in order to start fresh, you know?
Okay.
So clean the database, and then you will be able to re-import it back. Do you